Imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, imperfect, imperfectly, imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect couple. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to another interesting episode of the Imperfectly Perfect Couple Podcast. I'm your girl Candy.
And I am Tank.
So, Tank,
What up, though?
what has been going on since we last met and been in front of our lovely audience?
Since we are trying to be more consistent, you mean?
Yeah, more consistent.
Yeah. You know, we got to get back. Got to get this train going again. You know what's been going on? I say more so trying to come up with topics.
Yeah.
Just keeping it real. Just trying to come up with topics. Trying to make sure we're not repeating ourselves. Or maybe that could be a sign that we actually need to go over things again if we can't remember episodes. That could be a sign. So really just trying to keep material fresh. Trying to, spice up things with the show within itself. Guests, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, just trying to stay busy. You?
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
Me, myself, personally, just staying ahead of myself. Just more so like just making sure I don't get behind on certain things that I know that I have responsibilities and things over. So that's been just my main thing, just trying to take care of business and take care of this house and this family.
So what would you say, what are like some of the methods that you've been using to stay ahead of yourself?
Well, at work, there are certain duties and tasks and everything that we got to do at work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Most jobs.
Exactly. But ours is kind of planned out for like the entire month. So I can kind of see or know or project, unless something crazy happens, what I got to do.
Okay.
So it's more so just, if I'm not a week ahead of myself, I'm trying to be 2 weeks ahead of myself so I don't get a week behind or 2 weeks behind, or find myself scrambling and then trying to do all of this like end of the month type stuff to where I'm putting myself there, therefore in a bind and I'm just all discombobulated. So,
Well, shout out for staying ahead of yourself.
I be trying.
That's a good thing. It's a good habit. You know what I'm saying? It's good practice. But one of the things that I find and what I've suggested to this one here several times, sometimes you got to actually get up out of bed and get to moving around a little bit. To me, I find it easy. Okay, even if it was a thing to where like when I was working and I had to get up early in the morning or whatnot, I would get out of bed, come downstairs and, sit on the couch for at least 30 minutes or whatever the case, and then get to moving around and doing everything I needed to do. Because for me, I don't know, just getting out of that. I don't do good with going from bed to shower to out the door. I was never good with that. It's like, because I feel like I'm rushing. To me, that's going to start my day going to be off. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So.
See, me, I was never ever a morning person. Not even as a kid. Like, I would go in the bathroom. My mama would get me up in the morning, get ready for school. I would go in the bathroom and fall asleep. Or when I became kind of hip to her game, that she was coming in and checking on me, or if she knew that it was too quiet, I'd run the water and then fall asleep in the tub or fall asleep on the rug.
Oh, so you was a stanky kid?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
No. I was far from it, but in the same aspect, I was just a sleepy. I've always been like mornings. The crazy thing about me is I've never been a morning person, but I do not want to work an afternoon, a mid shift, a midnight, or none of those type of jobs. I prefer a day job because I know even though I got to get up early, I'm getting off early.
See,
yeah.
So
it's like afternoons, it's like, yeah, you can sleep the morning away, but it's like, by the time you get there, you there all night, and I want to be home before 5 o'clock or by 5 o'clock or whatever.
I feel that.
So
I feel that. Me, I think I feel that way about a second shift job. You know what I'm saying? Second shift job is like, that is like the worst, to me, that is the worst job that you probably can work, especially like if you, I ain't even know, especially. It's just the worst. You know what I'm saying? Me, with mornings, I like the idea with mornings, kind of like what you said, but for me, I kind of like looked at it as a thing to where, let me go ahead and work hard now, and then I can do what I want to do later. Midnights was kind of midnight. Working at the hospital, that was a midnights. I felt kind of cool because the way how everything worked, and then when I started doing the 312s, and when I started manipulating that whole little system, it just worked for me. So second afternoon job is just terrible for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I feel that way about that. You know. Anything that you've been seeing on social media or anything, just anything caught your eye? Anything that you've seen, heard about? They know the rundown.
Yeah. It's the whole little post that's trending.
Which
with
is
the pole dancing and the little girls. That's been trending.
Yeah.
So basically, this company, I guess, is advertising that they've started doing, I don't know if it's considered like a mommy and me or adult mini me type of deal, to where it's supposed to be like a pole dancing class. And they show the little girls in their little leotards, and you know, they're melanated for the majority of the part.
Okay.
And they're showing, the little tricks and the spins, nothing like fast, but like just teaching them.
Hold on, stop right there. But it was little boys in this class too.
I didn't see little boys.
It was little boys in this class too.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
It was some boys in there.
Okay, so
it was just kids, period.
Kids, and teaching them, I guess, the art and the tricks of the pole, of everything. And a lot of people had majority like your first mindset image type of deal. When you see anything associated with the pole, you think erotic dancing and
right,
all of that stuff.
Right.
So that's what I seen. What did you think about everything?
When I seen it, I did initially fall into that category of what you said, like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? I'd had enough. Serious, you know what I'm saying? Like I done had enough, you know what I'm saying? Let me, got 3 daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's the first thing, like, oh no. So once I got past that, and then like when I brought it to your attention and I thought about it too, I'm like, you know what? The reason why people think like, the reason why me myself thought like that is because it's like, is what we exposed to, is what we relate things to, our experiences, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wasn't a strip club connoisseur or a make it rain type of person like that. I'm positive. It was just more so a thing, I just kind of related it to the whole thing of like what I related to a pole, and I see women, you know what I'm saying? But in actuality, it's a whole nother dynamic and what's the word?
It's a sport in a sense.
I thought the last time I remembered, I thought they was trying to make it a sport. They was trying to get it into the Olympics. I don't think it's fully there yet.
I don't know, but it's the technical term for it would be like pole fit or type of classes or whatever. And I think initially seeing it, and I looked at it, and I'm looking at, okay, like, what are they doing? And I'm looking at the body moves. Like, it's just more so of a thing to, like, what are they teaching or how are they teaching them? Not necessarily saying, like, I agree with it wholeheartedly. Like, this should be a thing, but it is, pole fit, and adults do it as, extracurricular, not to go dance at, somebody's club.
For sure.
And I think, me, myself, personally, I think it's a beautiful art to learn. I've known a few people that have done it and have gotten, like, really fit from doing it just because you working with your own body weight. And
black or white?
Black.
Okay.
Yeah, you working with your own body weight. And, I've also looked into classes, like, years ago when I was, like, working in retail. And I was like, I think I want to do something like that because I seen a few people that were like me that were actually doing it, and I'm like, they were doing it more so to learn the different techniques and the move, but they were doing it for fitness. They weren't necessarily doing it like
Got you.
Oh, let me just do it for my man.
Got you.
So.
Got you. Or I'm a stripper or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, you may be learning from some of the best erotic dancers out there.
Which is fine.
And
it's
that's
cool.
perfectly fine, but I would want to learn from one of them too.
I think it's so, I believe it's safe to say that, a lot of times, or majority of times, but a lot of times we tend to cast our judgment based on just basically what we know. A lot of times it's us being ignorant to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We may not even know the full dynamics on what certain things stem from or whatever the case. But then again, it's like, at the same time, it's like, what do we have to go off of?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do we have to go off of? So I guess, I don't know, I guess it's just a thing to where, before we cast judgment, which that I think that'd be a perfect world, but before we cast judgment, just kind of think and do our research, if we will. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then you think about it too, like some of the stuff is based on stereotypes.
Yeah.
And different, cultures and what they think people come from. And, if people see different sides of it, they may look at one culture do it and they may think like, oh, that's just perfectly fine. Like, they're doing it in this type of way. But because it's associated with different cultures or cultures, that have a bad stigma in a sense around or surrounding the people. And I think that that's where it probably comes from, us painting our own pictures and then the stigma that is behind it.
Right. I say for me, one of the things that I've seen, which was just last night, I watched 2 great documentaries.
Okay.
One of the documentaries that I speak on, it was about social media. I'm not going to say the name of it, but it was about social media. And with that particular documentary, it was a thing of just breaking down the whole dynamics of what the initial intent were with a lot of the features that we now become accustomed to using, such as, the emojis and reaction buttons or whatnot. I'm not going to say what type of I'm going to just say reaction buttons or whatever. And initially, like when a lot of those things were in just social media itself, like with a lot of the functionalities that we've become accustomed to, it was a thing to where it was looked at like all of the good, as one of the guys were saying, that actually worked for one of the companies. And half of the people, well, actually all of the people on there had like extreme knowledge, because either one, they work for some of the biggest social media platforms that we become accustomed to, and they helped implement a lot of these features. So they were saying, like, in the beginning, when a lot of these things were implemented, it was a thing to where, we're connecting families, long lost families, or if somebody's in need of something medically, and versus waiting on a donors list, you can be connected, from people all the way across the globe, But then when they started implementing other things, which we all know now, which is what they call like the algorithm. Yeah, the algorithm. And the thing about that is, the best way how I took it in, it was more so a thing to where it was like, think of, like, everybody has, it's like you have a second you watching you through your phone, tablet, whatever type of device that you're using. And it's like, this algorithm is expecting you to do certain things, expecting certain behaviors. And when you don't react the way how they think you should be reacting, then they send out certain things or put certain things on your feed that you see to get you to spend that extra time and look into, and to spend more time on there, and so you can stay there so they can make money off of you.
So you mean to tell me like it's like a AI you or AI me or something like that?
It's spooky. It was spooky, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, once they started saying, they start hitting people with they start hitting the statistics of basically saying like the suicide rate and the rate to where like with young teens like cutting themselves, and because with filters and just where things are at now, and it's like, damn, for real, you know what I'm saying? This is where it's at, and like I think one of the most, I mean, it was so many gems in that, but one of the most impactful ones that I took from it was those engineers or those people behind the scenes. When it comes to the algorithm, they can tell the algorithm what they want the initial end goal to be for something. So it can be a thing with microphones. We want these microphones to be seen and to get heavy promotion and get heavy clicks, you know, for people to check them out. They can tell it to do that, but they don't know the method that the algorithm is going to take. So it can take a harsh approach on promoting. It's like they don't know. So the algorithm pretty much has a mind of its own, and it can't be controlled. To me, that's spooky. Oh, wow. So I mean, I could have went off or whatever the case, but yeah, that was really interesting. So now I know, like, you know, it's only been so many hours since I've seen this documentary, and when I was after I watched it and after I told you about it or whatnot, me being online, it's like it took me to like different steps where I'm like, damn, you know, so now it's a thing to where everything that I'm seeing is like strategically placed. You know, nothing that you're seeing is like just a coincidence, you know, from the next friend that you see, the next video, the next promotional ad. And then that took me to a whole different thing to where it's like, it took me to a thing to where it's like, well, damn, what if it's a thing to where like when I go to a store, a big chain box store, whatever the case, and it's a thing to where for me, what if, since I love apples, when I walk into this store, the apples is right there. But for you, when you come in and see, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like certain things, like, I don't know. Maybe this is too deep.
But you think about it too, like, no, because I would say this happens to a lot of us. We could be thinking something, and then it pops up either on your device, or either on your TV, or either like just out of coincidence somewhere. It could be your work computer and you're looking on something and an ad will pop up, and it's like whatever it was that you're thinking. So it's like, in a sense, it seems like it's taking like your thoughts.
It is, because it's predicting. It's like they spend billions of dollars. They said that from the time when social media has gotten to the point to where it's at now. So let's just say late 90s, mid 2000s is where it like really took off. Social media but technology has advanced like 1 trillion times. Like, this is nothing else in the world that's advanced and keep on advancing the rate that technology is advancing now. And some of the methods that they use, you know, to lure us in, to get us to do this it kind of reminds me of that movie, Minority Report. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like probability, and predicting and knowing you should be able to do this, and they can tell when you sad and when you going on a depressing rant and all of this type of stuff, knowing when you looking at your exes, and it's just so much stuff that is like it's expecting for you to do, and when you don't do it, they have a way to get you to do it. You know, I found that intriguing. You know, I think that if it was a thing, because if it was a thing, like if I was to focus in and lock in and go to school, I like psychology. You know what I'm saying? Like something, the way how people think, that is like.
How you want to be a therapist?
I don't know about that, but that's it's intriguing. Like if I was a therapist, I'd be different. I wouldn't use the traditional stuff.
But it is certain guidelines you gotta stay between.
That's why I can't be that type of therapist.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't.
It's just like certain things, like going a little bit off topic, but like, for example, relationship advice. It's like you can only give the tools to people that actually want to make it work and stay in a relationship, or you can give them the tools to what it's like after, or if you exit the relationship. Like, you can't give people like advice on, oh, you should stay, oh, you should leave. Like, that sound, because everybody's stay and leaves look different from everybody's.
That's true.
And no matter if it is so-called technical abuse is the word that people say it, we can't say you're being abused. that person has to acknowledge that they're being abused and that they want the help, because abuse looks different from somebody who's never been abused.
Oh, and there's people being abused.
Yeah, and it looks different from different aspects. You know, it's verbal and all of that stuff, and it's physical. And they have to be the ones to admit that. We can't say or put that in their head like, hey, it's abuse.
If you're being abused, most definitely,
please
get help. I mean, that ain't no joke.
If you feel
that
you are being taken advantage of,
help,
abused, anything, manipulated, get the proper help.
It's very important, you know what I'm saying?
And it's a very sensitive subject, a very sensitive topic.
Yeah, so that's why get help, seek help. Anything else?
That's it, Doc. That's all I got for right now.
All right, so
all I got.
Well, with that being said, we will be back after. No, I ain't gonna even say that. We'll be back. All right. Welcome back. What? Anyways, you see how this one's feeling. You look at her drink and you look at my drink.
It's the same.
That's not the same.
It's the same.
That's a woman for you. Anyways, so for this segment here of the show, it's really no certain way to word it. I'm just going to say it. So, you know, with all of the things and changes and everything that's been going on, just period, everywhere in my life, your life, y'all life, our life, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and of course there's been a lot of things that's just been going my way that hasn't been going my way, and there's a lot of people that wouldn't know that based off of, you know, the person that I am. And it's easy for people to be all happy and giddy and all of that type of stuff, you know, when things are going, like when you got money or when things are going in your favor, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to be that happy-go-lucky type of person, you know what I'm saying? But it says a lot, you know, it prompted me to think that, you know, and I'm not saying that just because, you know, I'm going through, but it prompted me to think like, you know, it says a lot about a person to where if somebody's really going through something, and you can't tell that they're going out, and don't get me wrong, I don't think that you should hide it, but, you know, it's a thing to where it's like some people don't necessarily show or put off their down, you know, like if they if their luck is down, then it's like fuck everybody and fuck everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you have a lot of people out there that don't give a damn when things are not going their way. They don't care about you. They you know, they're projecting negative energy off on you, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when I was explaining that or said that to a couple of people that, you know, that I have conversations with, and, you know, they couldn't do nothing more but agree, you know what I'm saying, to where it is true, you know what I'm saying, to where like how, you know, how a person, how you can, you know, that does tell a lot about a person, you know, to where if you are going through a lot and you can still remain, like you can still keep your, would it be like integrity or like, you know, just like your overall you, like the person you are, you still want to do things for other people, of course, with limitations, because you may not be able to do everything that you would normally be able to do, but you still can lend that ear, or you still can be there for somebody. And just to be able to not, you know, be negative, I think that says a lot about a person, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do nothing but think and just be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that says a lot about, I guess, me.
Yeah, I mean, and just to piggyback off of it, I'm just thinking that, you know, the population and everything that I deal with, like, you know, people are going through, like, you know what I'm saying, serious health conditions.
Yeah.
And it's like almost encouraging, because I come across like a lot of the population that'll say like, you know, even though I got this and this against me right now, I'm still coming here
right with
a smile on my face, maintaining positivity, And no, I'm not depressed. I'm not letting that get me down, because if I let it get me down, then everything else that's going on with me is going to stop.
Yeah.
It's gonna fail. So I think, it is a good
trait or
trait
characteristic to have. Yeah.
Because, it just goes to show to you, like, some people look what they done been through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes it's good to not be able to tell, like, your age, or to see that the stresses or life has, like, consumed you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all get hit with, like, challenges, and backs are against the wall, and things may go on financially, and things that we can't solve or resolve at that particular time. But it's a lot of negative stuff that we can resort to that will make the situation 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So,
and just always just like, just trying to stay positive, surrounding yourself around positive people, because like the other thing too, like in the conversations that I had, is, and I get it, it is hard for people to find that, but it's a good thing to where when you know that you have people around you that can still remain in a positive light, you know what I'm saying? And things may not be going good for them, so I think overall I would wind up saying, like, just for people, just like with the way how things are right now, people, we joke. That's how majority of us deal with things, or try to get things off our chest, because we don't want to be them, that one, are you going through financial this, or we back off, or, people that we normally deal with, they may not, you may not hear from them as often, or just whatever the case. I just want to say personally, you know what I'm saying? Because me, myself, yes, I have been going through a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean more than what I've been dealing with, you know what I'm saying? It can be worse. And some of it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it is jobs, you know what I'm saying? It's been the job situation, which if you all have been following and know the story, you all would know that. It has been the job thing, but the thing is like, I'm positive, you know what I'm saying? Stay positive, stay, and I also believe to where it's like, keeping yourself open and receptive to good things coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know one of the conversations that, I've had with you and I had with some of my bros, to the point to where it's like, yeah, and I'm quite sure a lot of you all will probably agree with this too, to the point to where it's like, yeah, it's a thing to where a lot of people will say, well, I don't like explaining or exposing or discussing a lot of things with people, even if it's something that I may have that I'm planning to do later on down the line. Well, damn, I mean, I'm quite sure you have somebody that you can talk to, you know what I'm saying? And I feel as if it's like, when you speak these things out, write them down and speak them out, or discuss them with, I mean, hell, even if you got to talk to yourself, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
I kind of feel as if you opening yourself up to receive all of these good things, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold that shit in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, get it out, talk it, believe it, talk to whoever your significant other is. If you don't have a significant other, talk to yourself, write it down. If you got a best friend, you got it should be somebody, and like I said, if it ain't another person, like, besides yourself, talk to yourself. If you're your last resort, talk to yourself to encourage you to where don't dwell on the negativity. Try to stay in that positive light, you know what I'm saying? Because like right now we are dealing with, I mean, it could be worse, but things ain't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not what it used to be. I can honestly say, just with us owning a home, and we done had our home since 2019. And it's been so much that's changed. So much that's changed since then, So I can just only imagine what some of our supporters may be dealing with, or just, going on in their households. You know what I'm saying?
And I remember it was this lady that made this post, and she was like, crying on one of the platforms, and she was like, after me and my husband spent all of this money, on all of our bills, we only have between $200 to $300 between us. And it's like, you lucky, to have $200 to $300 left over, to where all of your bills is paid, and that's just money freed up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just be grateful for what you have and show gratitude, because some people not even banking that every week after they get paid, everything is gone.
Gone.
And
just straight gone.
That's sometimes, in our case too. You know what I'm saying?
Gone.
And you just have to just, thank the powers that be that you have what you have in order to get things done. You're not out here hungry, you're not homeless, everybody got clothes on their back. We still smell good. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
it could be a whole lot worse. And I think, I've seen it in situations too, to where, people around me would distance themselves or back off, when they're going through something, and you don't see them, you don't hear from them.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on? And it's like, you don't have to distance yourself because you're going through something, because we all go through something. You don't have to push off and not talk to me, period, because you're going through something. The door is still open. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why it's important. That's why it's important to have conversations.
Yeah.
And it's important to check on those people that
of
you know
course.
that's like that.
Of course.
I mean, because
once,
a lot of times it do be a thing of what a person is used to, like their background or just themselves. Like me, I'm a very, very optimistic person. Like, that's just me. It's like it's just like with certain things, I just feel I don't know how things may happen, but it's just like, okay, I know that this is gonna happen. I ain't even stressing about it. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But everybody may not necessarily have that same quality and trait. So it's like, if I can rub that off or get put some of my energy off on you to get you to feeling and thinking, and you know what I'm saying, it's like, hell, that may change your perceptive, or your perception. That may change your perception on the way how you may be looking at things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, because you still gotta protect yourself, and not only yourself, your peace.
That's true.
Because
peace.
A lot of times you can project and give people the encouragement and the tea on some of the things that you be doing, and it's like, sometimes people, you may not know it, but sometimes people like low-key feel some type of way about it behind it.
That's true.
And then, like, now you done told them like what your plans are and what you're trying to do, and now you don't know it. Just like how they say people pray for you, and they're really praying prey.
Yeah.
On your situation or on your downfall or whatever. And that type of stuff, you just got to know who's in your circle and who to trust with certain things.
But that's why I stated that.
Yeah.
But that's why I stated to where it's, for those people that you should be able, you should, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, you got yourself. I mean, I don't think that a person is, praying on their own damn downfall. I mean, that's like fucked up if you are.
No, I'm saying like the opposite.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's why if it's a thing to where, that's why I was saying last resort, even if it's a thing to where if you got to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
If that's your last resort, then you do that. You motivate yourself. You keep yourself in those good spirits and those good, you know what I'm saying, just lifting yourself up out of whatever that situation is. And it's also important too, to where when before we start extending, like that help or that whatever the case may be, or suggesting certain things to certain people. It was this one thing I had read to where it was like, you should get permission
to vent.
Yeah. To or not even to vent and to also give advice. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people they may not necessarily want that. But the thing is, it's all about, to me, it's the thing about, you can't say that I didn't reach out to you. Yeah. You can't say that I didn't extend this invitation to where, you know what I'm saying, to where like, look, no, I'm gonna get you to see it like this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's but just going back to the original thing, yeah, you can tell a lot about a person's character, maybe even the way how they might have lived their life too, you know what I'm saying? Because like, even when I was working, when you said the thing about patients, when I was working in the medical field, and no, every patient wasn't necessarily like this, but there were quite a few that I did run across that was like, when I tell you like the diagnosis that they were hit with, and just after the fact, like you wouldn't be able to tell, and it's like, damn, this person right here is like, man, it says a lot about this person, like you know what I'm saying, like they are really who they are, you know what I'm saying, they are really who they project themselves to be, and a lot of people don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that. So a lot of times when we, you wonder why people may disappear off of, social media, or they get quiet, like we said before, it's because things are not necessarily going the way how they want them to go, or how they project it to be going. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so it's a good thing, so just pay attention. Just pay attention who you're dealing with. I think that's the main thing I will get from that, is paying attention to who you're dealing with. Because...
Or, not to interrupt you, but like how, you've always told me, is this like outside of somebody's typical behavior?
Oh, yeah.
Is it, if this is somebody's normal behavior and they duck off and then you don't see them or whatever the case, just know that that's not a surprise and that's who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Versus somebody who you felt that has always been an open book and has constantly, kind of exposed and made themselves vulnerable. Then it's like, okay, I know that this is not like this person's behavior. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
And let me check on this person. But if I'm not saying don't check on the person who has like all of the disappearing acts, but in the same instance, like still reach out, even if you know that that's their behavior.
Yeah. So basically, like what Candy is saying is like once you see certain things within the person, it's like, don't be alarmed because that may be the way how they normally are. You start to worrying when they deviating from that norm. So if this person is normally a grumpy type of person, it's like, that's just them. But then if this person is just like overly excited, it's like, wait a minute, hold on, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? So I think, we pretty much done said it, and I think that like out of all of that we done said, even from the beginning up until now, is pretty much just knowing who you dealing with. Know who you are dealing with. Just
know yourself.
Know who. Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, everything begin and end with self. So know which we said. I think even in the last one, when you gave the rundown as far as like knowing your boundaries and limitations and all this type of stuff and whatever the case may be. Know who you're dealing with and know, I don't know what
all
to
that
say.
Good stuff. Okay, so I got something.
What?
I want to thank you for sharing some vulnerability today.
Which is?
The fact of how you feel about self.
You
showed a softer side of you today. And I just want to thank you.
When? Like, I don't get it.
Y'all didn't just see that he just showed a softer side about himself when he explained that things may not be the same as far as how things are going with just many different things in his life.
But that's how I think anyway, though.
But I'm saying that's sharing a piece of you that makes you vulnerable. You're in touch with your feelings and how you feel.
Well, I think I even stated too on the last one is, as far as being deliberate, you know what I'm saying? Being very intentional and being deliberate with everything that I'm doing.
So don't deny it. Don't deny
I'm not denying. I don't even look at it as thing of being vulnerable.
But I'm telling you, it's a little bit of vulnerability that you're showing. You're showing a softer side of yourself.
Okay. I just look at it as just what I feel.
For you, it's gonna be Detroit, and it's gonna be. I'm just keeping it 100 in a buck. What they say? $1.50 with you.
I don't know.
How do you say it?
We
just keeping it real, my baby. That's what you be saying, right?
For sure.
So in a sense, it's like you're showing a different, softer side of you. Not saying that you just soft, but it's just.
I didn't think that.
It's giving you all a different version of Tank.
Okay.
Okay? Just like how when I get vulnerable and want to shed a tear or give a little bit of emotion or go a little bit deeper, people appreciate that when they see that side of me too, because it's not always, ha ha ha,
Right, no, I mean.
on my little wheezy laugh.
Well, I mean, just even going into this whole, we don't even say season, but just starting back up recording, we've been going back and forth and trying to come up with different ideas. And just like how we started this whole thing off, it was a thing to where it was like, we just gonna start here and just go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's just more so a thing to where we know that, I put it like this, I know that there's a lot of things that need to be done. We both know there's a lot of things that need to be done. We knew that we needed to get back to podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Ideas and topics, we didn't want them to come off as being generic, so redundant, if you will. We want to touch bases, or we want to be more relatable to not just only people in relationships. It just so happened to be that we are in a relationship. Mm-hmm. We've been in a relationship for over, as they say on the thing, but for over 14 years.
Mm-hmm. And we just a couple that's podcasting
that's
about,
it.
like,
you know what I'm saying?
everyday stuff. Like,
that's it.
What go on in our life.
That's it.
The challenges and the
that's
roads and what the kids is doing.
And it may not even necessarily be about that. I mean, you may get an episode to where we talking about
roses,
a whole bunch of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It could just be a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, because we, just like how y'all see things, we see them too. We see them too. You know what I'm saying? Just like how y'all see them, we see them too online. So it's not that we blind to the fact. It's not to the point to where we are, like immune to, or would that be the right word? Immune?
Probably not, but.
Well, not immune, but like it's not that like we're not. That we don't see all of those other things. No, we're see.
Not receptive.
We're very receptive. We get a lot of that. We see it. We talk about it. We joke. I mean, I know y'all see the social medias. We joke a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not just all relationship shit. We are real human beings. She is her own individual at the end of the day. I am my own individual at the end of the day. And
he belongs to me.
Yeah. And we have 4 beautiful children, you know what I'm saying? And we just trying to make this thing work. It just so happened we found each other and we making it work, and we are in different.
And we're willing to make it work.
Yeah. That's a whole nother show. Don't do that.
I know, but I'm not gonna go there. I was just gonna say that we're willing to make it work.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
Because that's one of them. That's a whole nother show.
I wasn't gonna go into nothing. I'm just saying we just willing.
I'll be going to use it later. All right.
Why are you crunching that ice like that?
We're about to greedy go because I told him I'll be going into you later.
You know what?
All right. Do you want to run the show down, or that's it?
I would just like to say that I'm proud of you for touching on a little transparency and showing some vulnerability, and that was really all that I really wanted to say.
All right.
Yeah. And for all of you guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, and all of that stuff, because your input matters. And so we are asking that you guys share, and like, love, whatever, laugh,
comment,
give us some feedback.
It's fine. If you want to be anonymous, you can hit the Gmail, you can hit the inboxes.
Yep.
All of the social media is Imperfectly Perfect
Couple
Podcast
with Tank and Candy.
Or the Gmail.
And Perfectly Perfect Couple
at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yep. So feel free. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's it. We'll see y'all guys next week.
Peace.
This lame. All right.
Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. Imperfect.